So we're here in the kitchen of this beautifully universally designed home. We're going to talk a little bit about the appliances and why they're so great and so universally designed. Joining me, though, is Jeff Alberts with Syntex Homes and also Michelle Wright. Jeff, tell me a little bit about what you did for this home.
Well, I'm with Syntex Homes. We're a national builder. We actually built the universal design home here at New Bristow Village.
Fantastic. How about you, Michelle?
I'm with Dever and Associates, and we're the architects and planners for this home.
Fantastic. Let's start here with this appliance, which I have no idea what it is because I'm never in a kitchen. But what is it?
It is actually a microwave and wall oven. Basically, we've lowered it, allow for somebody in a seated position to have accessibility to it, but also up above as well. It's not so high where you can't reach it or have trouble.
That's great. So those are the things that make it universally designed for not only, say, somebody in a wheelchair or a walker or somebody that needs to stay seated, but also for a child that's just learning to cook that might be a little bit shorter, correct?
Absolutely.
And what is this here?
This is actually a double refrigerator. Again, for your seated position, it has 2 drawers. So you can, again, bring your working triangle over to this area and have all your necessities.
What do you mean by working triangle?
Right now you are actually standing in your current working triangle. You have a refrigerator for all your cold goods, a prep sink on one side, your cooktop, and your oven. So right now you're in a complete working triangle to produce any of your food.
So this gives someone that doesn't have the ability to get around the kitchen a lot, for instance, a real small workspace within which they can work, and it's especially great for somebody in a wheelchair.
Exactly.
All right, so talking about wheelchairs, why is this so fantastic here?
Basically, this is for multiple things. You can either have a wheelchair roll under or get closer up to the sink and the prep area, and or just even a stool for younger children to come up. And again, this is lower so they can help you cook and learn. Or you can just have a stool kind of slid under, out of the way, but if you need time to sit down and if you have a bad back, you just need to sit down and prep, it's right there for you.
What's so special about the sink, though, that makes it universally designed?
Again, it just has your lever controls and a spray faucet so you can easily get down and clean up. And then you have a little additional extension of the prep space right here on top.
And the lever handles are great for people with arthritis in their joints.
Little kids.
For little kids, and for someone who can't really reach to it, they can get the tip of it and push it up, so that's always great. All right, so moving on. Again, the only thing I make for dinner is reservations, so can you tell me what's great about this?
Sure. One of the first things are the controls up front. That way you aren't reaching across the burners and possibly safety hazards there. One of the great features also is
I did figure that out. I love that.
The pot filler. This is to bring the pot over, fill it here on the stove versus carrying a heavy pot across the way.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, you just can remove the pot out of the cupboard, put it here, fill it up, and then you don't have to take it all the way from the sink and transfer it over here, which is great, especially for an older adult who might not have the upper body strength to be able to move something over.
Absolutely.
And speaking of upper body strength, you also notice the grills up on top. You can easily slide that pot over off the heat without having to pick it up and transfer it to another boiler or burner.
And then again, this is wheelchair friendly and accessible for children. This is gorgeous. Is this a dishwasher?
It is. Actually, it's a dual level dishwasher that you can use the lower level in the seated position.
And it sinks to you.
It does.
I like that.
And the upper level for smaller loads or for somebody that has a bad back that can't bend over.
Oh, that's great. Now, is this also wheelchair accessible here?
Yes, you can pull it out and easily get into, and or the seated one is, again, but you have to bend over a little bit more.
Gotcha. Now, this is also seems to be very energy efficient because you don't have to use the whole dishwasher. I know for me, I use, put a couple of dishes in there and I'm like, oh, it could take me a month to fill it up.
Me as well. That's why you can run the small loads up and top here. But if you do have a large load or if you have family over and need the extra space, it has that as well.
That's great. One of the things I noticed, so many mature adults, for instance, have low vision. Everything seems to be really beautifully separated in terms of colors. Talk to me about countertops and the cabinets.
Again, you are correct. There's a different color. We're really trying to give you a visual as to where the countertop is in relation to the cabinetry and the backsplash and even the flooring. So that way when you're coming across the kitchen, you know exactly where to put things down. So you're correct. This is definitely a color contrast and was done for a reason.
So you do all your countertops a little bit darker color.
Exactly.
You do your cabinets a little bit lighter color. That way you can see the difference. Very nice. Okay, and moving on a little bit further, we have another refrigerator.
Yes.
Why so many appliances in one kitchen?
Well, again, for the universal design, for somebody that is buying maybe their first home, that they can live in till they bought their last home. You have the refrigerator here that is pretty much mainstream. You have your side-by-side refrigerator. But one of the benefits of this is that you have storage on all levels. So it can appeal to a wide variety of purchasers, from children, accessibility, all the way up to, being full grown.
That's fantastic. Is there anything else that I should know about it that makes it universally designed?
Not of the refrigerator.
Oh, I forgot
You
that
have a
little
secret.
sneaky cabinet. Yeah, I forgot all about this because this is fantastic. All right, do your thing, Jeff.
One of the things here is with the shelving unit, you can actually pull down.
Wow.
And it's pretty simple. You can see, is it?
I thought you were going to bust the eggs
No,
on there.
no. It's,
So, wow, every one of your homes, new homes, universally designed homes have this already installed?
This is one of our features for the Universal Design Home here. We're looking into more products that are available to the public where we can incorporate them at a later time.
So, so let's put it back up for a second, and let's just sort of show what we're talking about here. If I'm in a wheelchair, or if I'm the average height of a mature adult, which is
Yes.
much shorter than you or I, then I'm going to be here. That gives me the opportunity
Yes.
where I can use that top level of cabinets, for instance, pull
Absolutely.
this down with ease. So even if I'm in a wheelchair, if I'm a little bit shorter than the average height, because we know that when a mature adult ages, their spines get a little bit shorter, so I can reach for anything, I can get it. So that's a great use of space. So this has been fantastic information. Thanks you guys so much. And I know you're going to join me later in another room to tell me some more, so we'll see you there.
See you there.
See you soon.
All right, guys, so here we are in the garage, and I see that there are a lot of universally designed, very mature-friendly, senior-friendly items in here. Let's start with the garage door. What's special about it?
One of the things we've done is actually we've added an extra panel to it to make it taller, so vans can be more accessible through in everyday use as well. This is SUVs. A lot of the SUVs won't fit in the garages these
Oh,
days.
okay. Gas guzzlers will get in here just fine.
You got it.
And then also, if there's someone that needs to have a wheelchair that's attached, say, to an SUV or
Yes.
something of that nature, or to a van, that's great. All right, so moving along, what else?
Well, basically, we have a ramp here to access the house, and what causes us to have such a short ramp, unlike a typical ramp would be 6 to 8 feet long, we've actually lowered the foundation about 14 inches into the ground, which has allowed us to have an 8-inch step. So now you only need about a 4-foot ramp.
Oh, that's really nice. This ramp is easier to get up. And what I also like here is you never ever see railings, clearly, in a garage. And tell me about why you decided to put those there.
Again, just to help you get up into the house if you need help. If you're not bound into a wheelchair but you need help getting up, you have them on either side. Someone can help you and assist you up. And again, just for little children learning to walk.
That's fantastic. I like this. I'm not sure why, but I like this. Is there something special about it?
The main thing is we've used a 2x6 wall here. It gives us a little bit wider top. It is accessible. If you have something heavy you want to put on here, it's much more sturdy than a 2x4 wall.
Well, that's what I was thinking, Jeff. I mean, if I was a mom and I had lots of bags to carry in, or a kid to carry in, or I was an older adult and it was really heavy, I would just sort of put it up there, and then you can use
slide
the
it up.
railing and slide it all the way up and around. All right, so what's next?
Well, as you can see, this landing is actually quite wide. You can either, if you are seated, you can actually make a full radius circle to go back down and access the car or come back. Or if you just have tons of strollers and groceries, you can slide them in easily and not crowded by the door.
Fantastic. So you're saying that it actually has an area that will go around, so you can take your wheelchair or whatever it is, your stroller. Yeah, great. So
Right,
you can take your
stroller.
stroller in with these. All right, great. Well, let's move on into the laundry room.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, so here we are in the laundry room. And you know what I noticed when we came in? Thresholds everywhere. There's no steps, which is
Exactly.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's the whole purpose of the dropped foundation.
So you
just
never
so you
have
have
to
no
worry.
steps.
Right? Okay, nice. All right, so here we have the washer and dryer. Jeff, tell me a little bit about the features on this.
These are the Whirlpool Duets. The big feature they have is obviously their front load. And they're raised up a little bit, so they're actually easy accessible whether you're standing or in the seated position. The other thing is that all the controls are on the front, and you'll notice that they're also colored in case you're visually impaired. Cancel is red, start is green.
That's nice.
Very simple to see. The knobs are a little bit larger as well.
I like that, so they're ergonomically friendly. It's good that there's a latch here too, because people who may have arthritis in their joints or dexterity or gripping problems can easily open that, and then with the stretching and bending,
Yes.
that's great. So this has all been fantastic information. I think you're leaving us now, so
Yes,
it's been
I
a
am.
pleasure to have
Thank you so much.
And we really appreciate your time, and you and I are going to the elevator.
You got it?
So what is this pantry is the hugest pantry I've ever seen.
Well, Actually, it could be used as a future elevator. What we've done is we've isolated the floor truss system, both on this level and up above us, so you can add an elevator at a later time.
So for us, you know, non-development people, developer people, what does the floor trusses mean?
Basically, what we're standing on and what holds the first floor up, we use a series of what we call I-beam floor trusses. Basically, what that does is it holds us up, it makes it structurally sound. So these are easily removable to where you basically can pull the floor up and remove the floor above us to allow that you can go from the lower level to the main level, even up to the upper level through the elevator.
So that's great. I guess for the term universally designed, it's very appropriate because of any age. Let's say you buy the house at 40 and you live here for a while, but then when you get into your 60s or 70s, if you have a stroke and you need an elevator, you need something in case you have a disability at that point or you're physically challenged, that allows you to put it in.
Very easily.
Very nice. So we're back and we're walking through the master suite to the bathroom. Got Jeff and Carol Seibert, so glad to see you here again. You're an occupational therapist who's going to help us with some products in the bathroom, one of the biggest places where people fall. Talk to me a little bit about the door. It's great. It's really wide.
It is. We've actually done a 3-foot door here. It's aesthetically pleasing, but also a purpose. If you have a stroller or if you're a wheelchair, that you can actually get through there easily.
That's great. All right, so moving along kind of down the hall to the bathroom, one of the things that I noticed was how you have pocket doors instead of doors that you open.
Yes.
What's the purpose of this?
They slide easily, and also you can get a wider opening in a shorter space.
And it's nice because, you know, again, if you have dexterity in your problems in your hands or gripping, you can just simply use one finger to open it, one finger to close it.
Absolutely.
And in the bathrooms too, same effect, right? Sliding?
Yep.
All right, well here we go to the bathroom, and these doors are really tremendously large when you come in, which is nice. So Jeff, this shower is not only gorgeous, but as you can see, it's so big. Talk to me a little bit about why you guys decided to make such a large shower and what are some of the universal design parts of it?
For the universal design, the benefit is if you have somebody that's maybe a caregiver, they can control all the hot water, cold water from here and not get wet.
Oh, that's great. So you could basically just put a bath bench in here.
Yep.
Let's say if someone's in a wheelchair, or you can put, I guess you can build on some shelving to be able to sit down. Oh, this is great too.
The handheld sprayer.
Handheld sprayer. Now, are all showers have anti-scald devices already built in?
That's one of the new codes. Most jurisdictions in Virginia I know of require that the anti-scald is installed.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. This is great. Lots of space in here. Jeff, tell me a little bit, though, about this area of the bathroom.
Well, we've left it open below for anybody that's seated. We've also noticed that we've done levered handles here on the faucets.
And I know the mirrors are really low, too, so if you're in a wheelchair, you can see into the mirror. That's really nice. I want to move on to you, Carol, the expert in OT and products. Tell me a little bit about all of these grab bars and what the grab bars do for a person, especially if they're a little bit more infirm and have trouble getting in and out of a shower or bath.
Well, one of the things that we have here is just to show that grab bars come in a lot of varieties of styles and colors that can really match any decor, and that's important because we want it to blend into the home. You know, where a grab bar is really helpful is to provide stability when a person is stepping over a tub, when they're standing on the wet surface in the shower. It gives them a place to stabilize themselves, so when they're reaching or bending or stepping, they have additional security.
So now they come in many different lengths, I see?
Yes, lengths, finishes, colors.
I think these are gorgeous. I was shocked because, you know, the big thing is grab bars. They're not aesthetically pleasing. These are really gorgeous ones and really nice, really for any style house.
Yeah.
But one of the problems that I know sometimes, I guess, is they call it blocking, from what I understand, where you have to have a beam in here so you can put the grab bar up. Explain that, and do you have it here in the homes here?
In the Universal Design Home, we have put it in there, and we make it available to actually all of our customers as one of our features that we can do. All it takes is a 2x8 behind the wall where it's hooked to the studs. That allows you to add grab bars at any time at a later date.
So if someone was to ask if the home that they're going to buy is fit for grab bars, they would ask, is there blocking?
Yes, it would be blocking for a grab bar.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so Carol, just sort of moving on to some other products that are great for a bathroom. This one's really good. Tell me about it.
It's a dispenser for toiletry products. It can be mounted on the wall and shampoo, soap, conditioner put in it. And there's two nice features with this. One is it just takes a press to dispense the item, so you don't have to squeeze a bottle or handle a cap. But the other nice thing is because it's mounted on the wall, there's not the problem of dropping the cap, dropping the bottle, and then while you're slippery and maybe have something in your eyes, not being able to know where there's a hazard on the floor because this is on the wall. So it's a really nice, convenient feature for anyone in the family, from a 4-year-old to an 84-year-old.
So really important in terms of, arthritis in the joints in the hands, for instance, easy to push the buttons, not have to worry about. And then also the falling is so critical in terms of mature adults in particular, that, you've got these, you don't have to keep reaching down and standing up, reaching and gripping. That's great. And talking about sort of reaching and gripping and being careful about not falling, we've got some bath strips here. Tell me why they're so important.
These are products that are applied to the bottom of the tub or the shower to increase traction. One thing everybody's concerned about is slipping or falling on a wet surface. So this again increases the security. They come in different designs and styles. There are even some that are temperature sensitive, so they change color as the water temperature changes. And it's nice to have something that also the person can pick up visually, as well as knowing they've got that security when they're on the wet surface.
How cute are these, though?
Yeah.
I love those. So these actually, I can feel right here the traction so that someone doesn't slip or fall on it, and they're just very friendly. Yeah. Fishy friendly. Carol, I see this grab bar here. Does this kind of coincide with this whole blocking thing?
Yeah. This would be a perfect example where if someone needed additional support here to grab on to get up or down from the toilet, with the blocking, this could be installed anywhere that was workable for them. It could also be used as a towel rack, but the main thing is that they have something for security.
Wow, isn't that a great idea? So with Universal Design products, which is, this is what we were saying before, it's so aesthetically beautiful compared to the old-time grab bars that were so unattractive. You could use it as a towel rack. Then let's say somebody who's 30 or 40 lives here and they have their parents come by, they have something that's more appropriate for them here as well. I like that idea. I like that a lot. All right, now let's say your situation happens to change a little bit and you need to retrofit maybe quickly. This is something that you can retrofit with a product, correct?
Yeah, this is a device that's commercially available. When it's installed, it's actually fastened down to the toilet through the bolts that hold the seat. And it provides stability so that when a person is either sitting down or getting up, they have a little bit of extra support because they can bear down into their arms.
So if you're sitting, especially with mature adults who may have some weakness in the upper body, weakness even in their legs, or may have just been through some traumatic situation, this allows them to put the strength, correct?
Great.
Very nice. This information has been so helpful. I'm so glad you guys have been here. Carol, I think you're going to leave us at this moment. Appreciate your time and all the incredible information that you've given us. And you and I are going to go, and we'll have a few more questions to answer. So we've had a chance now to see how this house's innovative features can be helpful, both to people with mobility problems and to people who just appreciate convenience. But what was the master plan for the house? What factors did the people who designed it consider? And how flexible is that design for cases where a homeowner has special needs? For the answers, I'm going to go to the source, Tony Clemens Porter of the Prince William Area Agency on Aging. And also, we'll continue our conversation with Jeff Alberts of Syntex Homes. Thank you both for being here today and being a part of what we're doing. So, Tony, you conceptualized the idea of making this home user-friendly and universally designed. Tell me about that.
Yes, actually, we came up with this in order to solve a problem that we were recognizing. I work for the Area Agency on Aging, and one of the issues we began noticing is a trend that many of our seniors would move into housing that they could not function in. And so we wanted to try to come up with a strategy that would help seniors to age in place. In the process of doing that, we formed committees, and we came up with what we called an Aging in Place Committee, and then eventually formed a coalition on housing and universal design. And our purpose primarily for this particular house is to showcase features in housing that promote independence, safety, and convenience for people of all ages and abilities. We wanted it to be attractive. We wanted it to be features that anyone would love to have in their home.
Now, we need to point out, when you talk about aging in place, it's not only aging in place in a home, but you could do it in a retirement home, and assisted living, and various different types of place, apartment homes. So it's not just a home. But if you think about a universal design innovation, one that you guys implemented here in this house, tell me one that you really think stands out.
Probably the elevator. We have it in our pantry currently, the shaft. We have removable floor truss system. So basically, if you ever need to add an elevator later on, you can do so with ease. But every day, if you didn't need one, it's a pantry.
Now, did the fact that this was going to be universally designed, first of all, this is the only universally designed home that Centex Homes has right now, right?
Locally, yes.
Okay, you have others across the states?
Not that I'm unfamiliar with, but I don't want to count them out because there are other divisions that operate within Centex Homes that may have universal homes out there.
Gotcha. When you were considering this home, though, what were some of the different approaches that you took for this home as compared to some of the other ones that you have in the subdivision?
Well, we wanted it to blend in. That was the biggest thing, that universal design. We wanted the features to there, but we also wanted it to blend in within the community aesthetically. So our approach was that we wanted it to look like everything else, but also we wanted it to make ease with our same subcontractor base and also our same suppliers as well.
Gotcha. Tony, I know you work for Area Agencies on Aging, which is really a lot of it is geared toward mature adults. But when you were thinking about the aging in place in this particular home, were you thinking about the entire lifespan? So a person
Correct.
could come in their 30s and leave?
And something that we quite honestly learned, the beauty about universal design. Of course, when we first started out, we were looking at strategies to help people to age in place and to have features in homes that make them livable. But we found that the same features that are available to seniors and persons with disabilities benefit people of all ages. They're beautiful, they can be seamlessly integrated into any home, and this particular house showcases that.
I see. Jeff, did you find that this home was easier or not as easy to construct as a non-universally designed home?
It was actually, our first premonition was it was going to be very hard for us to do. But a lot of the things that we've done in the universal designed home here was very simple. From blocking behind the walls with 2x4s, adding the elevator shaft that could be added later on for an elevator, the cabinets that we showed earlier, the appliances that we showed earlier. We used our same subcontractors and our same suppliers again. So it was very easy for us.
But is this home useful actually to anyone, or is it just for someone that specifically needs universally designed features in it?
I think walking through, as you probably see as well, that it can be for anyone.
The other homes that are in the subdivision, is this home much more expensive than the other ones that are here because it has the added features?
Okay, that's
Yeah, I'd go ahead and answer that. I don't think so. That we have a range of anywhere from the mid-5s to the mid-7s here in New Bristow Village. And I think when we go to market the home next month for sale, that it's going to fit in that range.
So this isn't even up for sale yet?
Not yet. No.
Ooh, so a lucky viewer might get this home. Are there things that one might overlook? I mean, when I came to the home, I was so impressed with the fact that it's very aesthetically pleasing. What are some of the things that one might overlook that you actually have in the home that you can't see from the outside or just from the naked eye?
Yes, well, I think the things that you see in the home, the staircase. I think eventually when people walk in the door, they immediately notice that the staircase is wider than normal. Even the nosing on the staircase, it's a different color. And I think people tend to think though it's beautiful, it does have another feature that it's intended for. It also helps a person who may have a visual impairment so that they can see each step safely. And so I think that was a talking point for many of the individuals who have walked through the home so far.
Tony, working in the field of aging, I'm sure you are, as we all are, very familiar with the stigmas attached to aging. As people get older, as these 76 million baby boomers turn of age, do you think these stigmas will fall away? And if so, do you think universally designed homes and, quite frankly, communities will be more readily accepted?
Well, I think as a baby boomer myself, I think that this is really the wave of the future. I'm really excited about the types of features that are showcased in this home, as well as features that are available that any consumer can incorporate in their home. So it's no longer, in this particular house, we wanted to make sure that we don't have features that have that institutional look or feel. These are features that anyone would want to include in their home. So we're very excited about that. We want this to be more mainstream. The features help children, they help older adults, and they help persons with disabilities and people of all ages. It makes things easier so that your chores are easier to accomplish in your home. The safety features in the home, even having along the staircase, for instance, the recessed lighting, and having the railings. They're beautiful, they're attractive, but they also are safety features for everyone involved in the household.
So once these are accepted, universally designed homes are accepted, do you think at some point that cost is going to level out where those extra features aren't more expensive? You
would think so, because as building a prototype car, it comes out very expensive in the beginning, but as you put it on the manufacturing line and you do it over and over, you tweak the process, you find out what the best products are available out there, then it gets much more cost effective.
So have you guys in the boardroom had conversations about doing some prefab homes that are just universally designed and come out that way?
We've had the conversation. What we're learning is the public feedback, and Tony and her group as well, tracking that and see what the marketability of it for each of the clients that come through the homes.
Tony, you know, it's hard for me to listen to this thinking about, and you know this, how long universal design has been around. I mean, it has been around forever. Why do you think that people are just starting to notice it and that companies are just starting to say, oh, well, maybe I should get into this field?
Well, I think things are changing. I think the boomer population in particular, we're the ones who can make that difference. We're the ones who like things that are different, things that make things more functional for ourselves, things that make things more convenient for ourselves. And so I think now is really the time that things really can take off in this industry to promote these features in housing and to make them more standard for all individuals. And so we're really excited about that possibility.
Thank you both so much for being here today. That was great information.